Hey, look who I caught up with here. Week 2 of VMEC training camp out here. Brandon Kane in the Hawks Nest. What do you think of practice today?
Practice was good. It was a tale of being real psyched about one side and then being a little bit maybe quasi-concerned about the other side for me today.
Yeah, third padded practice for the team this week. Defense won the day Monday. Offense responded Tuesday. Today was the day for the defense.
Defense dominated and in every way, shape, and form. The Seattle Seahawks were not able to run the ball very much. All of the quarterbacks had the moments of kind of some struggles. I think Sam Darnold looked the best if we had to pick the best out of him. He was decent, but Milroe had a little bit of a rough day. A near interception early on the day they were running these kind of rub routes, two-man rub route deals. Then they went to 7-on-7. He kind of almost threw an interception on 7-on-7. And then a really great play by Nick Emmanwori playing on the outside, getting an interception later on down the sideline on a deep throw. So a little bit of a rough day for Milroe as he's working out the Kings, but the defense, my goodness, they were awesome.
Yeah, and then we just saw what would be out here anyway, what looked like a 99-yard pick six. It was Demarion Williams picking off Drew Lock in the end zone. You mentioned Nick Emmanwori. He really showed up today. It seemed like all the way through.
There was a blitzer out there in coverage. He was active. They were using him all over the place a little bit and where you were seeing him, and that was really encouraging because that's what we hoped, is this guy would be a weaponized piece that you could move all over the place, including the blitzing. I mean, we're thinking about him as maybe a sometimes quasi-linebacker, sometimes strong safety, sometimes slot, but here he was down there blitzing and creating problems that length and that size down there when he was used that way.
Another guy that seemed to be around the ball all day long in the run game, in the pass game, the old veteran DeMarcus Lawrence.
He is a monster. They're lining him up on the strong side there with the tight end, and he took over in the run game today. What was it? 4-5 times he was in the backfield making a play, making a tackle. You could not block him today. It didn't matter whether it was Abraham Lucas or Jalen Sundle at right tackle. You just couldn't get him blocked.
We'll get to that. We'll talk about the offensive line here in a moment for sure. I thought another intriguing thing today in the battle for what we assume will be the fourth edge player, right? If Nwosu's not going to be ready to go week 1, guys like Jared Ivey, the undrafted free agent, Tyreek Smith out of Ohio State, he's been kicking around for a couple of years here. Thought they both had good days.
They both did flash. You were seeing them come off the edge and be active, and Ivey's such a big guy in the run game. Another guy's to kind of give you like a power edge kind of flavor out there. You're not going to move him at his size. He's got good length. That showed up today, too, for the undrafted rookie free agent. It's going to be hard to make this roster as an edge, though. That's so stacked up.
And not the exact same position, but similar. He's going to be fighting for similar reps. I said it last week when I was here. Every single day, Mike Morris is flashing in some form or fashion. He made some plays today as well.
He looked good too, and again, using him on the inside-outside with a little bit of 3-tech, then sometimes on the outside, you feel that length, feel his size. He's got to click now, man. It's do or die kind of for him right now, because if you don't make the team, you're not making the roster, do you still have your NFL dream alive at that point? So this is a guy fighting his ass off to make the team and let it go, and you can feel that on the field with him from the energy standpoint. Another contributing factor to the good day for the defense, more mixing and matching up front on the offensive line than I've seen at any practice I've attended so far. Part of that, Charles Cross, it was reported this morning from Albert Breer in a little line that he buried in his league-wide piece that none of the local guys even had. We'll hope to get some comments after practice. Cross with the broken finger, had surgery on it. Sounds like he might miss the entire preseason. So we saw Josh Jones out there at left tackle, and then a lot of interesting mixing and matching, including a surprise at right tackle when Abe Lucas wasn't out there. Yeah, so Jalen Sundle, you're getting a chance everywhere along this offensive line. I think the only place is left tackle that they're not trying to even use him there. And they had him out at a good amount of snaps out there right tackle. He looked okay. I mean, he's definitely, this guy's an interior guy. That's where you want him. But the team wants to find a place, as you mentioned earlier in the practice. The team wants to find a spot, it seems like, for this Sundell kid. They really like him. There's just a gravitational towards him a little bit on wanting to get him out there, it feels like. And that's just I don't know, you got the same sense almost a little bit? Yeah, it's like they want to find a spot for him to win, and he just hasn't been. Olo team, he's had a really good camp at center so far, and they're still intent. You can hear the Blue Angels practicing behind us here with Seafair Weekend in the offing. We saw some of the typical rotation today. Anthony Bradford getting some shots at right guard. Christian Haynes still getting quite a few reps at center. We saw some some adventures there with the snap from him. Just as a whole, though, does it concern you that the lack of cohesion to this point on the offensive line, the fact they seem to be experimenting more now rather than dialing it in, which Mike McDonald says he wants to do sooner rather than later? This is something that's been a bit of a problematic aspect of the Seahawks offensive line in recent years. This is what you've done. This is the conditions you've created that's created some of the chaos of the offensive line in prior years, and that you do not settle early on a starting offensive line. You're in this constant evaluation place, which I can understand, but you don't then get to take advantage of really the chemistry you're trying to build, which is all that much more challenged now that Charles Cross has gone down. So I'm finding myself on a tale of 2 points here with this practice, in that our defense may be just that dominant and that good.
Yeah, tough to tell.
It's tough to tell because they were awesome today. I mean, there was times they were showing blitzes. Offense knew the blitzes were coming. They weren't disguising it, and there still was nothing they could do about it, which was pretty impressive.
Yeah, Mike McDonald was definitely in his bag today, diving deep into that defensive playbook, which he can do with 15 players who started games last year back on that side of the ball. So Brandon's in town for this whole weekend. He'll be here at practice again tomorrow, as will I, Bryce Coots, Mookie Alexander, a bunch of those guys coming into town, which reminds me, a couple of live shows coming up this weekend at Fast Fashion Brewing on First Avenue in Seattle in Soto, right next door to Hooverville, across from Showbox Soto. I'll be going live there tomorrow evening, probably around 7 o'clock with Bryce Coots, and then Brandon, Mookie, Corbin Smith's even going to drop by 2 to 4 on Saturday, whether you're in town for the Mariners game, big weekend home series against the Texas Rangers, or the Football Fest, 6 o'clock at Lumen Field on Saturday. Come check us out there. Any final thoughts?
I just hope the offense can come a little bit more further along to make me feel a bit more settled down on tomorrow's practice, and certainly for the scrimmage game. It maybe just was a bad one day off on it, but maybe as well, the defense is just that good, Dan.
That's going to do it for here from VMAC, Brandon Kane of the Hawks Nest, Dan Vienza, Seahawks Forever. We'll be back out here tomorrow. Follow another report then. Until then, forever and always go Hawks. See you then.
Go Hawks.